To me, aesthetics play a large role in my enjoyment of technology. My BBC Micro has been sitting in a loft for the past 30 odd years, and while in relatively good cosmetic shape, I felt that it could do with a bit of a clean. I started off by cleaning the keyboard. I did find it difficult at times to remove some of the keys, and had to abandon my cheap plastic key extractor in favor of superior force. The keys are first scrubbed with a strong isopropyl alcohol solution and then given a nice warm soapy bath. Luckily they really knew how to build things sturdily back in the day, and there was little chance of me breaking anything. For the keyboard PCB and the mainboard, soapy water won't do and would quickly have left me without a project to work on during the COVID-19 lockdown. This is because water is the arch enemy of electronics. To be accurate, pure H2O will do nothing to electronics whatsoever. You could submerge the machine for hours and nothing at all would happen. Water is a terrible conductor of electricity. It's an insulator. The issue is that water becomes contaminated easily. Tap water, for example, is full of minerals, and just about any such thing will improve the conductivity of a water solution drastically. Even so, as long as no part of a system conducts while wet, it should hold up just fine. Realistically speaking though, it is probable that some part might still have water trapped somewhere, or the water may deposit some conductive minerals on the board, and it's a risk that I wasn't willing to take. Instead, sensitive electronics can be cleaned quite safely and effectively with a nice pure solution of isopropyl alcohol, and here I'm using over 90%. The advantage of isopropyl alcohol over other solutions is that it evaporates extremely quickly, so it's unlikely to hang around long enough to short anything out. It does, however, have significantly lower surface tension than water, so it can get stuck in some pretty small holes and areas. In practice, I've never found this to be a problem, but it's probably best not to turn things on immediately after applying a significant amount, as to let the components first dry out. Some people apply heat to speed up evaporation, but personally I've never bothered. Next, it's onto the case itself. They seem to favor this beige color in the 80s. I don't know if it was a matter of the style at the time or simply that this was a standard plastic available. The beige plastic color is oft prone to discoloration over time, and this is apparently due to exposure to UV light. On my machine, some areas are more discolored than others, and being that it hasn't seen the light of day for decades, it's held up remarkably well on the whole. That said, I really wanted to get it back to its original color. My approach is the same as that of others, of using hydrogen peroxide to bleach it. Let's digress to a short bit of chemistry. Hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, is a fairly safe chemical compound which can be employed as an oxidizing bleach. An oxidizing bleach works by breaking the chemical bonds of the chromophore, the part of the molecule that gives it its color. Hydrogen peroxide is unstable and it quickly decomposes to form two H2O and O2, namely water and oxygen. It's the oxygen molecule in this case that provides the oxidizing effect. As far as I understand it, in the presence of UV light as a catalyst, hydroxyl radicals can be generated. These are highly reactive and have excellent oxidation potential, much better than either oxygen or even ozone alone. From my research, it wasn't clear to me whether hydroxyl radicals could be produced efficiently from H2O2 with sunlight alone, or whether some other catalyst was necessary. But with either decomposition to oxygen or to hydroxyl, I would achieve the desired oxidative effect. So my plan was to coat the BBC Micro's plastic casing with hydrogen peroxide and then expose it to the sun for as many hours as I could. I applied the hydrogen peroxide as evenly as I could to all areas, using a brush to get it into the rougher surfaces, and then a cloth to smooth it evenly. I then covered it with plastic wrap to try and stop it from evaporating away and decomposing into H2O and O2 before the UV light from the sun could get involved and produce me some of those sweet, sweet hydroxyl radicals. The UV potential of the sun in the UK isn't amazing, but it's already May, and at midday there should definitely be a decent amount penetrating the Earth's atmosphere. On balance, I was happy with the results. Much of the discoloration was gone. However, if I looked closely, I could see areas which were clearly bleached to greater effect than other areas, leading to a patchy look. I applied a second dose of hydrogen peroxide to the top of the case the following day, and almost all of the patchiness was eliminated. It's still noticeable on close inspection in certain areas, But honestly, sometimes good enough is as good as it's gonna get. It was now time to put it all back together. I got the mainboard in first, then added the power supply that I recapped the other day, connected all the power cables, connected the speaker and keyboard, and closed it up. Now to boot up for the first time with the shiny externals and the reworked power supply.